In this video, I'll be making a 4th axis jig for my CNC machine. My goal is to make a jig that creates custom dowels that match the wood type of my projects, cutting them to the length and diameter to suit. There is also the potential to make a unique profile if desired, but my first project I'll be making a straight 12mm dowel. The concept is to turn the stock using a drill while the CNC machine cuts along its length. I'll be able to adjust the height of the CNC bit to create the desired diameter. A coach screw will be attached at either end of the stock, creating a drive point for the drill. I'll center the coach screw with some copper pipe to create a snug fit inside the bearing. First thing I'll do is cut this 18mm plywood down into its small components, utilizing my table saw. Nope, actually I'll utilize a track saw so I don't lose my fingers. Okay, now that I've got that cut down to a manageable size, I can go back to using my table saw with a far smaller chance of losing any fingers. Now I'll drill some holes through the face plates. I'll use these holes to screw the piece down to the spoil board on the CNC machine. I'll also use them then to assemble the jig once all the components are cut up and ready to go. I'll use a countersink bit to ream out the holes so the screws sit flush with the plywood. I roughly align the faceplate pieces on the CNC spoil board using the X and Y grid markings. This doesn't have to be precise. I've allowed extra material in these pieces for the CNC machine to mill down.
losing time, we're fading fast. I just wanna
The small notch cut at the top of the faceplate is a reference point to zero the CNC x-axis in line with the center of the bearing. The first bore pass is for the copper pipe to fit through into the bearing. The second is for the shouldered bearing to press into. I'm using a hole saw to cut away some material in the base plate, allowing the drill enough clearance to align properly with the drive point. Just a little bit of rough sanding with 120 grit to take off any of the rough edges. The bearing is a nice tight fit in the plywood, so I'm going to utilize an old trick, which is using a socket and a bench vise as a bearing press. Just a few more holes to drill for the screws, then we should be ready for assembly. I cut the copper pipe to length and then use a hacksaw to cut a few notches in the ends of the copper pipe. This might add a little bit of extra grip when the drill will be driving the stock. I drill a pilot hole into the end of the stock, which I'll be using as a test piece. I can now screw the jig to the stock. Now I just clamp the jig to the CNC table using the grid lines as a guide for alignment.
Dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change. Play the game that we say. I need a break. Time staying strong. Need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep
Off camera, I made a clamp to hold the drill in place. I ran a hole saw through a piece of timber and then cut the timber in two on the table saw.
Face on when I chase like that. Yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise if you hate on that. I don't play both sides, doing me no cap. I'ma ride or die for my dreams on tap. I'ma fly real high, you ain't see me slack. No, it's not how you fall, it's how you get right back up. That's how you get tough. Calluses on my hands so rough. Yeah, I call your bluff. I'm not the one. Mess with me and come out with none. Cause I'm so done. You had your fun, and now you're gonna face down the barrel of the gun. Cause I got a full clip with your name on it. But I'ma let you slide cause you ain't worth it. Time staying strong. Need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. Time staying strong. Need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on.
I'm going to take it easy on this first test run. I'm going to drop about 1 millimeter on each pass, taking about 1 minute per pass. This in my mind should be quite a conservative first attempt. The stock dimensions are roughly 40 by 40 millimeters, 370 millimeters long. I'll be machining it down to approximately 35 millimeter diameter cylinder, and I'll be pulling it up short from each end of the stock, making sure I don't cut into the jig. So the cylinder length will be approximately 330 millimeters. I'm very happy with the finish and accuracy of the 4th axis jig. There is a slight taper from one end to the other, dropping about 0.2 of a millimeter. This is more than accurate enough for the projects I'm looking to use this jig for. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see the 4th axis jig on a project, I'll be making a video of this mini drinks trolley. See you then.